Recently, Gorillatag added these obstacle courses, and I find that they look very similar to Fall Guys. I mean, look at this. This looks like something that was taken straight out of Fall Guys. So I had a brilliant idea.
What if I take this bozo and throw him into Fall Guys? That'll totally work, right?
So what I'm going to be doing is taking the obstacle course from Clouds, and then just try and recreate it best as possible into Fall Guys, and see if it's actually fun and playable.
So, in order to start this, we gotta go into the Clouds map and look at every little detail in the obstacle course. So, let's go do that. So, the obstacle course starts with a little slippery point at the start. Then, you have to jump up 2 obstacles and go through 2 circles. I mean, if you're able to. After that, there's 3 platforms you gotta jump across, or else you fall down. Jumping on 3 platforms leads to another platform, and then another 3 platform. A turn there, and then down below is a platform, which is hard to land on. After finally getting on the platform, there's a turn to the right, and then a turn to the left, then to the right, and a little jump. And once you make the jump, it's another slippery platform. Then the Fall Guys obstacles. After overcoming those, you go down into this little weird noodle area. I don't exactly know what this is. 1 jump and another jump onto one of the last platforms. Up a little slope, if you're able to, and then down a slope onto a little slippery area, and then you win. That's the obstacle course, and the sound of victory.
It's that simple, hopefully. So let's try to recreate it.
Alright, so here we are in Fall Guys. This is my character. Look at him, he's doing a little wave. So, what we're gonna go into creative mode, and we're gonna create a new course, and try to replicate it as much as we can from what Gorillatag has. I first started by creating the little slippery part at the start by using slime. I made this weird thing and tried to use barriers to make a wall around it, but I couldn't really do anything, and it looked weird even if I did. I then began placing these walls down in hope that I can make something similar to what the walls were in the Gorillatag obstacle course, but they just ended up looking weird. After that, I decided to start working on the little jump part, and I still moved the walls, but they still seemed off. I then used these little yellow blocks for little platforms that were in the Clouds map, and I thought they looked good. But I later removed the walls because I thought they didn't look that good. I created some jumps and thought that my course looked pretty good. I then duplicated the stuff to make a good staircase. I then started working on the turn and then realized my map looked kinda dead. Similar to my YouTube channel views. So I decided to add some clouds because, well, the map was based off of the Clouds map, so I should have added some clouds. Then I started adding these walls to make my map look a bit more appealing. After I was done placing a couple walls down, I could place some walls down on the slime floor so I could make a wall around it, and it looks really good once I was done. I also added an axe here for a little obstacle because the area there felt a little dead. I then began working on the area with the 2 squares, but since Fall Guys doesn't have that thing, I had to use this little spinny thing, and I thought it worked pretty well for an obstacle. After that, I decided to make a change to the wall that would help me a lot, and I was making that wall curved. I then began working on the cylinders that you had to jump over, and I decided to use these big things, and they worked quite well. I also did whatever this was. I then started working on the second slippery platform, and it was pretty easy to make. After that, I did the turn where you go onto the hard platform, and I wanted to put an obstacle there, but I didn't know what to do. So I put down these punching boxes, and they worked pretty well. After that, I made this platform look like it was coming out of a bunch of clouds, and it looked good. I then started working on a turn, and I thought it looked empty, so I added a bunch of obstacles, and it ended up looking pretty good. Then it was on to the part with all the bouncy things. I decided to throw a lot in here because it was a big area, and in the end, it turned out well. And then I decided to take a break for the day.
For like 12 hours, then I went right back at it. But before we continue, I have something to tell you. I'm working on, well, starting to work on, a series called War Monkeys, inspired by the Gorillatag fan game, Gorilla Royale. It's work in development. It's really good. It looks really good right now. It's just me working, but some other people might work. It's gonna take a couple months, but if you want to watch it, It looks really cool so far, but if you want to watch it, you can either do one out of these 4 options. Either subscribe, you know what? If you just want to see it, subscribe or comment or something. Let's get back on to the fall guying. I then started to work on the little tube area, and I used a bunch of the bumpers. I copied and pasted them, and it turned out pretty well. I then went on to the second bumper area and added some hammers for an extra obstacle. I then went on to work on the final slope and the finish line. After I was done all that, I had a bunch of clouds and other little details such as rainbows, signs, and much more. And then it was time to test my course. And just like that, I made a gorillatag course in Fall Guys, and it was actually pretty fun, and, well, I liked it. Well, here's the code. Go play it. This is the name. This took like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. So, yeah. Well, thanks for watching.